Hello everybody, welcome back to episode of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. The last one, we headed off to the north, back to the Occult Crescent, because we got access to a new area called the North Horn. We explored the place a little bit, saw some sights, delved in a bit about the history and all that kind of nonsense. We're still trying to work out the mysteries and how to get to the architect. So that's what we're doing. As you can see, I'm level 40, so I went ahead and got myself maxed out. So I'm now ready to tackle on all the quests. I also started leveling up my job, and during the off time, I got Ninja leveled up, I got Necromancer leveled up, currently working on White Mage, then I have Black Mage, Blue Mage, and Red Mage to work on. And there's two other jobs that I don't have access to yet, because I don't have them. So, it's a work in progress. But, from the moment, hey man, let's send us questions, we'll continue. Last time we left off because I had to do a critical engagement, which I did. So, here's the results of that. Oh, what a handsome horn. Now let us see what the etheric signature reveals. This trophy is wreathed in startlingly dense ether. The beast must have ranked highly among the architect's familiars. What was it doing when you found it? The clearing was strewn with cages. Where they were kidnapping people and imprisoning them in the forest. That might explain why we never came across any survivors from those wrecks. One thing is clear, though: the ether emanating from the horn bears a different signature to that of Iris. I can't say for certain, but whoever called— ah, shit! I hit the damn touchpad again. I gotta stop. I never learn. Are you suggesting there's someone on the island besides the architect? Or mayhap we're dealing with multiple masters? What do you think? Perhaps stewardship has changed hands. The architect may have been transformed in the intervening centuries. You already know this isle is home to knowledge most dangerous. I sense that you may be capable of taking that knowledge beyond these shores. Thus I ask you, what do you truly seek from your encounter with the architect? I want to see the isle function as a museum once more. If you use this knowledge indiscriminately, I intend to vanquish him. I mean, kind of both way. Just like expected. I've learned much about you during my quiet vigil. In that case, forgive me. I've chosen to help the adventurer regardless of my orders. What are you talking about? Why apologize to me? That head of yours really is devoid of all knowledge. But before you assumed your current guise, it was you who summoned me. Oh. XP that I no longer need! I understand that I do not disobey my orders lightly. I wish to speak further away from the— ah, shit. I never learned. Stop touching the— get away from the touchpad. I never learn. Just never fucking learn. I'm also currently working on the relic, but as opposed to working on the relic for White Mage, I'm working on it for Red Mage. Because I like the weapon. I like how it looks. I'll get White Mage's— I'll continue White Mage's relic later on, but I really want Red Mage's. I'm on the second to last step. I got, well, technically, I'm just about to go on to the last step, but I need more tomes to, finish the step. Thank you for coming. You might be intrigued to hear that this place was modeled on a poor town of my master's native Nim. Perhaps that is why I feel so at peace here. I hate to make further demands, but might we at least enjoy the scenery while we talk? I have no end of questions. For now, I shall listen. Master was a revered Nemean scholar. Such was the depth and breadth of his learning that those around him, he was simply known as the Archive. Fearing that the War of the Magi would bring the world to ruin, he crossed the seas of the Occult Crescent, intending to preserve even some small part of civilization from all-consuming destruction. The Archive summoned me to keep a record of his project. The orders were simple: observe developments as they unfolded. And thus I watched as you set about preserving all you could. Your respect and affection for mankind's endeavors never wavering. Oh. Revelations. As work progressed, my master resolved to construct the Forked Towers, thereby protect the Isle. Initially, he himself oversaw their maintenance. I so pictured him now, ensconced in all that worldly knowledge, eyes glinting with satisfaction. Yet there was something else in that gaze, with the faintest hint of loneliness. One day I asked him whether he had ever used this dangerous knowledge locked within the towers. There goes the seal again. I remember my response clearly. I have to near terrible ends. Some knowledge is better left unproven. And you remained true to that belief, never again wielding the dread techniques you chose to preserve. Eventually you decided to give your wisdom physical form, an entity that might maintain the Forked Towers long after your eventual death. Little did you know that decision would manifest. As you began to transfer knowledge to some form, you were seized by a flicker of doubt. Preserving such precious scholarship without utilizing it even once. Ah, shit. God damn it! I gotta stay away from the touchpad! Stay away from it. I just never fucking learned. The merest flicker was all it took for that sentiment to bleed into the incantation. By the time you realized, it was already too late. Ooh, do we get to see how he looks like before he turned into a tomberry? Gushing font of knowledge, flow forth and take form! Oh. But wait. Were to partake of this font just the once. No! Oh. I am the Index, knower of all things. The world's wisdom at my disposal of my power is unbounded. Curses! A momentary lapse changed the incantation. Must begin the ritual anew. Good grief, what is this hideous form? I ought to know. I've placed a seal upon your knowledge, lest you attempt some foolish intervention. Must not give in. And that's how I became Tomberry. Yeah, ye deserve, heed my call. Let not this knowledge be used for ill. Well, now I know what happened. Though my instructions were clear, I could not bear to watch you while your life hung the balance. So I rushed to your aid, though in the end, there was little I could do. The memories are flooding back. Filled with despair, barely clinging alive, I somehow made it here. The sarcophagus. The notion that I fled from overseas to quarantine must have stemmed from the confusion. Magic induced or otherwise. All this time, shielded by blissful ignorance. Just sobering to learn what I have brought. We were near the end of my tale. I had but few memories left. Okay. I'm going up there. Here we are. Okay. This is gonna force me to go into like the Tower of Blood, isn't it? To wrap this quest up, right? Because it was optional before. As my master lay stricken with slumber, and the Index seized control of the Fork Towers. With none to oppose him, he began to explore what futures might await the civilizations of the Fifth Astral Era. You've all seen the result of that experiment. Wind roared, water surged, pestilence spread, and voidsent claimed the land. In time, the Southhorn will suffer the same fate. Plants will perish, all birdsong will cease. He would usher in everlasting decay. I can't accept that future. This island was supposed to be a monument to mankind's thirst for knowledge, not some grim reminder of their folly. Which is why I need your help. Say no more. I offer my help gladly, but what are my orders? Thank you. I'm glad it was you who heeded my master's call. Ah, of course. That voice you heard from during your voyage must have been the echo of my desperate plea. Iris, for the last 1,500 years, you've upheld your lonely vigil. Forgive me, but I'd known I'd be condemning you to such a fate. At least my watch wasn't in vain. We're counting on you, Iris and I. We must find a way to the Tower of Magic and lay low the Index once and for all. I'm gonna be forced to do it, don't I? Thank you. I'm gonna be forced to do it to complete the actual storyline. Haven't hearing that heard Iris' tale, it's doubly clear that we need to find a way into the Tower of Magic. Let's head back to Northern Base Camp. Then a lot of the crew will have something to share about their ethereal investigations. Alright. Take me away! That fallen just really ruined my gear because that pop-up didn't come up before. Just in time, the crew was turned up some startling news about the ethereal flows. We know the abnormalities are caused by the ambient ether being imbalanced, don't we? Well, it seems there's more at play. According to me and my crew, there are beasts in the North Horn that give off etheric energies powerful enough to mess with the confluences. We can't do a damn thing about the state of the land's ether, but we can see about felling a few of those fiends. That'll restore the balance somewhat, and give us access to the tower's ethereal node. I'll mark you where the beasts are last seen prowling on your map. I can give them good scene to. Yep, I gotta do more CEs. I got 3 of them. Well, shit. Gotta go over there, go over there. Oh boy. This is fantastic. Well, I gotta wait for them to spawn, so whenever I get these 3 critical engagements done, we will be back to continue the story. So, we'll be back. Alright, we're back. I did those 3 critical those critical engagements. So now we're off to the next portion of this quests. Defeat those beasties? Excellent. He's hoping the ethereal node will show up and finally show up. Speaking of which, I reckon we ought to head to the pavilion sharpish. We want those familiars rearing their ugly heads again, throwing the ether back into disarray. So how's this gonna work? Am I actually gonna be forced to actually do the tower? Because you can't actually queue for the tower. You have to actually find groups for it. So this is gonna be interesting to see how they go about it. Ether currents distant to be restored, though not to be a degree sufficient to safely use the node. How about you leave this to me? As it happens, Gulajaja and I once ran into a similar issue in our travels. Thanks to your masterful fiend found, the ethereal flows have begun to stabilize, right? I'm thinking that me and the crew can take down a few more beasties and make sure those currents are tip-top condition. Which is a roundabout way of asking you to handle the index. What'd you say? Sounds good. We'll be facing the accursed wisdom of the 5th Astral Era. Techniques I've seen since the deadliest days of the War of the Magi. I advise you not to challenge the index unprepared. Every last drop of knowledge at your disposal will prove invaluable. That said, I have every faith in your modern martial art methods. May your courage spark a blazing path to victory. Once Ket and Ramen and the crew have stabilized the ethereal currents, the node ought to be functional. Let's retire to the base camp for the time being. Come and find when you're done preparing. So yes, looks like I am going to be forced to actually do the tower this time around, right? Speak with Ket and Ram once you've attained level 40. I have. I'm actually going to be forced to do it. Looks like some is positively brimmed with knowledge. As for me and the crew, we defeated those beasties. The ethereal node should be fully functional. This is it. Time ye headed to the tower and took down the index. Fork Tower magic is now accessible. Yeah. Must clear the Fork Tower. I don't know if it's a subsequent quest. You must clear the Fork Tower magic or the Fork Tower magic extreme. There's an extreme version? Please don't think knowledge of the level 4 is required to undertake either critical encounters. Furthermore, the Fork Tower magic extreme requires 12 minimum entrants across 3 alliance parties. Speak at Jeffroy once you've assembled a suitable group. Away. With the hooks, we should prevail. So yes, I'm literally as compared to before, I'm actually forced to do the tower. Out on the way, which is there's already 500 ways, so I can't do it. So it literally just happened. It literally just opened up not so long ago. So yeah, looks like I'm literally forced to do the tower this time around. Because last time it was optional, but this time they actually force you to do it. Right? Right? I don't know. What's this? Oh, this must be this shit. You must get these stupid things from the tower. duck-billed whistle. Whoa, 500. Lord. Okay. These Fork Tower priority? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Well, I'm forced to do it. Oh, this must be the mount right there. That must be the duck-billed mount. Yeah. So yeah, I'm forced to do the tower in order to get the continue the quest line, which is interesting because the last Fork Tower, what was it required to do for story completion? So yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to do it. So when I get into a Fork Tower group, I'll be back. Alright guys, I've done the Tower of Magic, and I was originally going to put that whole sequence of events into this video, but that whole sequence and then the remaining bits of story of the Occult Crescent took about an hour, so I'm going to break them up into 2 separate videos. So this video is going to be fairly short, so I apologize for that, but next time we come back, we will go through the Tower of Magic, and then we'll see how the story wraps up. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.